I just want to give a big congratulations to all the people who have taken up arms, so to speak, and are mirroring videos, and as always, everyone feel free to mirror all my videos, current and future. I only ask that you put a link back to my channel in the description. For those of you saying I would mirror videos, but I don't know how, there is information in the description, though I will not name directly or link to the third-party software due to YouTube TOS. It warms my heart to see the community pulling together. Also, someone asked if they could mirror my whole channel. Honestly, I rather you didn't, but I wouldn't go apeshit if you did. I already have a mirrored channel with all videos set to private. The channel will become active if this one goes down, otherwise it's inactive. I'm wondering why those pesky dames are picking on Snakepliskinist so much. I mean, sure, I've had videos removed because of their flagging spree, and so have a lot of other men's rights activists. But they seem to really have it out for Snake, and that's when it dawns on me, they, or one of them, has a crush on him. Think about it, an immature college-age girl that was never popular in high school, just beginning to blossom, her head all full of feminist propaganda about the evils of testosterone and the penis being the symbol of oppression. Her ideology tells her that Snake is a bad man. Oh, and he is bad, very bad indeed. He's masculine, he laughs at the religion of feminism, he laughs harshly and unapologetically at feminism the way we atheists would get a kick out of debating the creationists. I mean, you can't help it, when one guy says to you that dinosaurs never existed, they were invented by atheists to lead people away from God, and the next guy claims they are the work of Satan to lure people away from God, and then the next guy says dinosaurs did exist, but they couldn't fit on the ark. You're going to laugh. You might try to explain why they're wrong, but you have to catch your breath and stop laughing first, and even once you start explaining, the visions of Noah telling a big T-Rex I'm sorry there's just not enough room, you'll have to catch the next boat, will enter your head and you will lose it and start laughing again. Well, now it's feminism cracking us up. Anyhow, their ideology tells them Snake is evil, he's part of patriarchy, he's full of privilege, he's sexist. But their hormones are telling them he's so sexy. Their mind says sexist, their hormones say sexy back and forth. She can't get him out of her mind. She wants to have his babies, but she hates what he stands for. So her way of handling this is to flag his videos in an effort to gain attention. I bet they just sit there in their gender studies class thinking I'd like to study his gender all night and day, teased up and frustrated, crossing their legs extra hard to soothe the aching in their swollen clits as they think about the Snake intellectually spanking them, completely unable to get him out of their head. I know you have yourselves convinced that you want a guy who is full of white guilt, male guilt, cis guilt, hetero guilt, and is all touchy-feely about his emotions and vulnerabilities, but let's face it, you can either go home to your emo boyfriend and talk about his self-injury scars and pat him on the back while he cries about never living up to the standards of his normal heterosexual father, or you can dim the lights, take a sip of your girly wine cooler, slip your hand onto your thigh and up to your womanhood, resting your hand against your panties and enjoy the warmth and moisture that takes place the moment you go to his channel and watch him and his extroverted personality mock bad political ideas like the bad boy that he is, and you flag him. You click on that flag icon over and over, pressing your finger harder and harder against the mouse button, and the button between your legs, clicking and flicking and clicking and flicking and flagging him for being a bad boy. Look, ladies, it doesn't have to be that way. Instead of flagging him for sexual relief, just draw yourself a nice bubble bath, lay back in the warm soapy water, and just fantasize about him, let your fingers do their exploring, and get your relief that way. That way no one gets hurt, no one gets flagged. Ladies, however you choose to deal with your sexual frustration, for the love of Dawkins, stop flagging people. I know you got the hots for Snake. Your black hearts go pitter-patter every time he winks at the camera. You feel like he's winking at you. However, what you must understand is, he's not winking at you. In fact, he's not even winking, he's actually blinking, but because of the eye patch it just looks that way. I understand you think this is the only way you can get Snake's attention, but you need to be mature about this. Just inbox him and tell him how you feel. If you're the redhead, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to give you a roll in the hay and oppress you with his long erect patriarchy. If you're one of the other dames, well, I hear he likes beer, lots of beer. If you're that angry dame with the tall hair, I'd skip the booze and go straight for a Viagra and Rohypnol cocktail. Your behavior of flagging people is obnoxious to both your enemies and allies. MRAs are ashamed of you because your tactic of censorship is immoral and unethical. Femitheist Divine is ashamed of you because it's not tactically sound.
Snakepliskinist. What can I say about Snakepliskinist? In the land of apples and eves, he is the good guy snake. He won't deceive you, but rather charm you with his humor and wit.
Oh, go fuck him and have his kids already. No. I'm not jealous. I drive a Bugatti Veyron, I'd show it to you, but the clip of me driving it is in a video those pesky dames flagged and had removed, and I would load up Need for Speed and screen cap it, but I accidentally uninstalled the game, thus deleted the saved game, and I will have to beat the game to earn that car all over again. Actually, you know what, don't have kids with Snake, we don't need him breeding. His photo album would look like this.
He really is a good guy, and even when I disagree with what he has to say, he still manages to make me laugh, which is something that you don't find very often in people in these sorts of circles and discussions. Now, as I'm sure some of you are aware, and if you're not, you will be soon, Snake's been embroiled in a little kerfuffle recently with a YouTube collaborative channel known as Those Pesky Dames.
Did you just say kerfuffle?
Kerfuffle.
I thought so.
All I can do here is offer a little bit of friendly advice for the dames. On YouTube, when you flag the videos of others, especially videos of dissent, you will be seen as a coward, no matter how you try to justify your actions, unless people are giving out your personal information, like your real names, locations, phone numbers, whatever. People are not going to side with you, and quite frankly, I myself do not approve of the sort of flagging that you're doing. You will not win this fight, and the more that you flag and try to silence dissent, the more popular and widespread the dissenting videos will become. So you can either continue to waste your time flagging and running the risk of losing your own channel, while more and more people make and mirror videos against you, or you can stop flagging and actually respond and show that you feel that your points are valid and justified. Either way, I don't really care, but you're doing your enemies a favor here.
This is why Femitheist actually scares me a little. In spite of some of her over-the-top ideas on gender equality, and the theatrical, almost shock rock way she presents her brand of extreme feminism, she's actually pretty smart. It's easy for me to make a rebuttal to a dame's video because the shit they say is so stupid, but as over-the-top as some of Femitheist's videos are, what she's saying isn't really stupid. I'm even more worried that more feminists will see her videos and start taking some of her advice like.
Today I'm going to be continuing my We Can't Be Cool, a message for mainstream feminist series by clarifying a few points from the first video, as well as expanding on some of the ideas put forth in the first video. The primary concern that I put forth in the initial video for this series is that mainstream feminists have become far too engrossed in trivial matters, such as general Western social sexism, video games, commercials, movies, and pop culture, thus diminishing the integrity of feminism, as well as diminishing the social importance of feminism in the minds of people in general. Most people now see feminists as petty, selfish, infantilized people who care more about discussing and attacking fairly unimportant issues, rather than actually bringing awareness to the extreme disparities of women around the world and fighting for the rights of women who do not have the rights that every human being should have.
If feminists took her advice and removed all the petty crybaby shit about the evil patriarchy oppressing them in the media by showing pictures of beautiful women and telling their target demographic to wear their makeup, feminism might look like a genuine political movement rather than a narcissistic support group for crybabies. Furthermore, One of Femitheist's most shocking proposals was to lower the male population to 10%. She never advocated doing this by violent means. She even goes out of her way to state that violence is not needed to accomplish this, though she never got into the specifics of how this would be accomplished. One very obvious way is selective abortion. Women can have abortions for any reason they choose. Choosing to abort if the fetus is male is a perfectly legal option. Females of the human species, and every species I can think of, do control the population and genetics of their species and race. Females control the population. Selective abortion could adjust the sex of a population. In fact, they could even organize a time or year that you're allowed to have babies. This way they could engineer a specific age differential between the sexes and create an age-based class system. With organized effort, the possibilities are endless. If the male population were reduced, this would lower violence, although probably not for the reason most people think. Long story short, it has to do with the reason males are violent rather than the fact their testosterone makes them ready to dispense and absorb violence. It would greatly benefit males because lowering the supply will raise the value. This is the only real way true gender equality can be accomplished without a police state to enforce gender policies. I'm not saying it's practical, I'm not saying there are no drawbacks, and I am not saying I endorse this idea. I'm simply stating that her idea is not as ridiculous and baseless as it sounds at first glimpse. It's why I don't make videos dissecting and ridiculing her videos. It's difficult. I actually have to stop and think of an argument. In some cases, she's just right and I can't argue. Me and Femitheist haven't inboxed each other but a few times. She has always been intelligent and respectful, and if you make fun of her, she can take a joke. I left this comment on her newest video about respecting and fearing her. And it's true. Do you have any idea how hard it is to fight an enemy that shows you respect, and has a sense of humor? An enemy that is willing to sit down and have a cup of tea with you before putting on their battle gear and doing battle, is a difficult enemy to truly fight. Fighting hypersensitive crybabies like those pesky dames who cry about society's views on beauty and body hair, is a lot easier to fight. The fact that they can't take a joke and would rather censor you than to debate you, makes them sitting ducks that you can't have a drop of respect for. If more feminists were like Femitheist Divine, they'd be a hell of a lot more effective, and that's what scares me. Anyhow, back to the dames. Look ladies, your flagging is making it obvious, you got it bad for him, but flag someone else. Try integral math, he's a sexy MRA, or kinda sorta MRA, he doesn't identify as an MRA, but we drafted him, he's sexy, maybe you can go pester him for a while.
I've got the look, the drive to go wild. I've got the move, that really move 'em. I said chill, up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy.
Oh wait, he's gay. Never mind ladies. Wait, he's gay. Hey Integral, don't take this the wrong way, but I find you really interesting and I would like to talk more. Would you like to come to my hotel room for coffee?
Just a word to the wise here, guys. Don't do that.
Go to hell, Rebecca. I wasn't talking to you, just like that guy in Dublin. He was talking to the woman next to you, you self-centered professional victim.